Hi guys, welcome back. So I just went shopping. I know it's February and gardening is not really feasibly possible at this stage, but I found out that you can plant dahlias in February. And so for my wedding, I would really like to have big white flowers. I'm not necessarily thinking the dinner plate size, but big white flowers in my bouquet somehow incorporated in there. And so I'm getting married in July, and I found out that dahlias bloom from mid-summer all the way through the fall. So I think this might work. If not, I'm not too disappointed. I think it'd be really fun to have these in my bouquet though. And so I bought them, but also to incorporate them in the garden in the summer because they're gonna look really nice in the area that I have planned for them. I also bought a couple house plants a couple weeks ago, and I never made a video and showed you guys. So I'm just gonna run through that. I already have them planted up. I've had them for a couple weeks. I know kind of some more care tips that I can run through with you guys. So hopefully if you buy these house plants, then you might have better luck with them than I did. When it comes to house plants, I am thoroughly confused and it has a sharp learning curve. So I wanted to take you guys on my journey with these house plants and plants that are not succulents, and hopefully you guys can avoid some of the mistakes that I've been making. So I'll start with the plants that I already bought and have already planted up in different containers, and then I'll put the names below in the description box and maybe up in this corner to help you guys out. So this is the smallest one I have. This is a polka dot plant, is what it's commonly known as. I don't know if I can get the lights to go down a little bit, but it is a really bright pink and it has green polka dots on it, and I love it. It's really common. The thing I've learned with this one is that you have to keep it watered, or at least water it much more regularly. I had it underneath my grow lights, and I would leave for a weekend and come back and it was completely shriveled up and dead and just flat onto the ground, and then I would panic. But I watered it and then I let it sit out on the counter kind of in the shade for a couple hours, and they popped back up like this. They're perfectly fine. The entire plant looked dead. I did have to cut off a couple sections because I let it happen twice. So, but I think I've learned now. I have it a lot farther away from the grow light than I normally do. And the thing with this plant is that it will start to stretch out if it doesn't have a lot of light, and the light will make its colors really vibrant. So if you have a lot of light, you have a prettier plant. However, it's going to dry out a lot faster, so you also have to water it a lot more. So, you know, kind of give and take on that one there. But I've been really enjoying that one, and I think he was really pretty for some fairy garden stuff that I had in mind. This is another one that I have, some purple clover. There's actually two plants in here. There's a group over here and a group over here in this pot. I also had to learn pretty harshly the watering mechanism of it. I think that was probably my biggest fault, is I just had no idea how to water any of these plants because I was so used to my succulents. Okay, so this guy is my next one. I actually don't know what he's called. If any of you have a suggestion for the name of this plant, I would really like it and I'd really appreciate it. It's been doing really well. It's been sending up a bunch of new shoots, so I'll just tell you what I've been doing to take care of it, and so hopefully that's right. It sits on the floor next to the grow light, so it isn't directly underneath the grow light because I don't have anything this tall set up. I probably could if I have more plants this height, but he's been doing perfectly fine, so I'm guessing he doesn't need as much light as the rest of them. I think this is pretty neat. You can see this leaf here. All the fronds are still connected. I'll try to unconnect one. See, like that. So that's kind of cool. There's been a lot of new growth in this. Other really neat one that I bought it for Valentine's Day because I thought it looked super romantic and really pink and beautiful and delicate, and I thought it also reminded me of a cherry blossom. So it's this one. I promise you my pots were clean before I planted these in there, but the water we have doesn't do such a great job keeping them clean, I guess. Terracotta absorbs a lot of the water, so whatever's in the water gets put on the outside, and we live in Colorado, so we got a lot of minerals. So this is a, correct me if I'm wrong in the saying of this, but it's a Pilea Microphylla Varigata. So it's a variegated Pilea plant, and the leaves are really small. There's 3 different colors that I see in this. It's mostly dark green, white, and pink. I put it underneath my grow light very directly when I first got it, and the whole thing turned a hot pink or really dark pink color, almost red. And so the more light that this one has, I've noticed the darker of a color it gets. So yeah, this guy is definitely one of my favorites. His stems are almost see-through, and so that's kind of interesting. It's not bark at all, not woody. It's already sending up another shoot, so I also must be doing something right there, which is always encouraging. With a lot of these, I've just been watering them every couple of days just to try to make sure I've been on top of that. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to the stuff that I bought today, which is also really exciting. I haven't planted any of this stuff yet, so I just wanted to show you this. So I went to the nursery and I also went to Walmart. They're really close to each other, so I figured why not check what both stores have. I've been looking for really white flowers that bloom around the end of July, because I'm getting married on July 21st, right? So any white flowers that I can get my hands on for that time period are going to be great. I love peonies, but in our area, the peonies that we do have usually have been blooming around June, and then they don't bloom anymore. And so investing a lot of money in that isn't really going to help us get anywhere for the wedding. So hopefully these ones will bloom when I want them to, and everything will be perfect. But if you have any white flower suggestions that look really good in bouquets, that are good cut flowers, and bloom around that time period, I live in zone 5, so keep that in mind. But please comment them below, because I am open to suggestions, and maybe we'll use one and it will be perfect. I've been doing my research, but suggestions are always wonderful. So I'll show you what I got from the nursery first. So one thing I've already noticed between what I bought between the nursery and Walmart is quality, obviously. So the ones that I bought at the nursery were a lot more expensive. However, I think they might produce better. So I bought those ones, and then the one I bought at Walmart was just more for fun to see if it would actually work. First one here. It's a dinner plate dahlia. I think it's really pretty. And then the tuber is in here. So, where I'm thinking of planting this, we have a really tall fence, and it has a really dark leafed vine that grows up it, and I think this white dahlia would add a really nice pop of color, or not color because it's white, but a really nice contrast in front of that, and I think that would look really pretty. This one might be a little too big for a bouquet, but I thought they would be kind of fun to grow. And then I think there's only one tuber in here, but I'm gonna pull it open and I'll make another video about that for you guys. So, you know, if the process works, then you can do it on your own. But we're gonna look for some eyes. I've done a lot of research, so hopefully we'll be able to find more than just one dahlia in here. And then the other one I bought is more of an open center. So this one's called the Dahlia Bronze Leaf. This one's the Dahlia Bronze Leaf. It has more of that open center that, you know, the bees could get to or whatever, but I don't know if you can really see here, but I think the leaves are a really dark color, and I think that will look really pretty as well. And then this one I think actually has one as well, but in here you can kind of see the tuber on this side here. So I think that will be a really good producer as well. We're gonna try it. If I can't find the eyes by myself, I think I'm just gonna plant it and then maybe try to propagate once shoots start coming up. I've seen that where it's been really successful as well. So that's all I got from the nursery today. I think one was $5.99, I think. So the thing with dahlias is they are a little bit more expensive. However, they grow tubers, which are really thick root balls that they put all of their energy into for the next season, so that they have a bunch of stored food, I guess you could call it, for their plant. And you can just take one eye off of the main stem, as long as you get like some of the tuber with it, and they will make a whole set of new tubers. And so they're really prolific from what I've read, and so hopefully just buying these 2 tubers will produce more for upcoming years, and so our garden can grow exponentially with that. You can also take cuttings from them. I think they also produce seeds, so we're going to try a bunch of different methods and see which ones work the best. And so they are an investment, but I think they're well worth it. They don't winter in the ground here, so you have to dig them up and store them in a root cellar and then replant them in the year. So they're kind of like an annual, but I think they'll be really fun because you can kind of use them like a perennial. So then I went to Walmart, and I'm a sucker at Walmart and get pulled into everything. So I bought a candle because we are going through candles like crazy in the middle of winter here, and we love how they smell, and they make it really warm and cozy in here, even though our house might not be the warmest and the coziest. So I bought a Cranberry Mandarin Mainstays candle, 3 wicks. I love candles when I'm studying, and so hopefully this will make my room smell like spring without it actually being spring. And then I bought 2 pots. These are not for the dahlias. I have a couple other pots around in my garden stuff that I will use for the dahlias. But I bought these, and I think they will look really pretty with some succulents in them. So yeah, so I bought 2 of these. I think it'll be really cute. They were only $1.50 at Walmart, and so you can't really go wrong with that price. And if I get sick of this logo on the front, I can always just turn it around, and then it's just stripes. So I think those will be really fun for my succulents. And then this is the dahlia that I bought at Walmart. It's called Motto. I don't know. It's a really bright coral orange with yellow in the center. And so this was actually only $5 for 2 bulbs. And so there's a ton of tubers in here, which is great for them to grow more. And these ones actually don't look too bad. Well, okay, this one does. So I don't know if you'd be able to see that, but you can kind of see these lines. So that looks a little wrinkly to me. However, I have seen where you can just put them in water, or not put them in water, but somehow bring them back from being this wrinkly. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. I had fun on my little weekend break today, and let me know if you have any suggestions for some summer white flowers, or have any questions about these plants that I showed you today. Subscribe so that you stay up to date on the upcoming dahlia videos or any other hauls that I have. So thank you for joining me today, guys. Bye.